Oh, TSD, can you make all participants as a panelist, please?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Mhm.
It's like it's 10:30. We'll give everyone another minute. Oh, it's like you're gonna go first.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, have we started now?
No, we'll give everyone another minute,
Yeah.
but I can hear
It's
you loud.
just you and I.
And TSD.
Well, yeah.
Do the
But-
recording. Okay, if anybody else joins, we'll definitely have them provide their updates, but looks like it's 10:32. And I'll go ahead and call to order this meeting of SWEET. So the big collaboration items, looks like we had the newsletter endeavor that Christie CBU has been working on. Did you want to provide any updates on that?
Well, I thought that that was something that we were going to explore through Sweet channels because others had come up with a similar thought, and so figured that it would be best to kind of work together on it rather than go our own separate ways for, mutual benefit. So, not sure where efforts are on the other end. Are you familiar with anything at this point in time, or?
Yeah, I remember from last meeting or so, having a newsletter, that, maybe we should just start out with the minutes being more of a flyer or in a format that's, is a little bit more eye-catching, and, the content still has the same content, but it would be something that we could share, and, participating stakeholders could possibly put it on their website. We, of course, put it on our website for Monroe County Stormwater Program, but I think we can do, I'd like to, for this month's meeting, maybe to start with a format where, you know, we have you know, a more of a flyer type of feel for the minutes, that it still records all the information, but it a little bit more has the logos for each participating stakeholder, and you know, we can get feedback from that and try to, you know, work on that so that the newsletter is the preferred format, then, you know, we work towards that goal.
Okay, okay. So the newsletter would basically be the minutes of the meetings, but just in a fancier format.
That was my concept, yeah, that, you know, we get some feedback initially on how that looks, and if that is something that participating members of Fleet would like to place on their website and share, you know, through other means. It doesn't necessarily have to be on the website, it could be social media as well. But yeah, I'd like to do that for this meeting and get some feedback on that.
Okay, yeah, yeah, starting now. Sounds
Okay.
good to me. And where would we share this, or where would we put it? On our Facebook or?
Yeah, for Facebook, I believe, like for our Facebook account, I'd have to verify this, but I believe we have the capability of putting PDFs on as a posting, or if not that, if there's a way to share it, you know, as a PDF or a similar format, so that you know, within 1 or 2 pages, it's capturing, you know, the minutes, that those are provided in a format that's, you know, just, it looks like a social media posting. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of up to everybody if they want to do that or not, but that's, I'd like to work towards that so that, you know, they feel
Okay,
comfortable, you know, doing so.
Just have a comment about the graphic. And the fish kind of, to me, looks so big that it looks like an airplane. Has anyone said that in your process of looking at it? It looks like an airplane.
Yeah, I haven't noticed that until you brought that up, but yeah, it is kind of disproportional to the building, and
yeah, I don't
okay.
know why it's a different color either, but right.
Yeah.
Put another fish in there. I'm okay with the color, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Is that the official symbol of the county then, the fish?
Yeah, I think so.
Is
Well,
it
that's
actually?
that's the bicentennial logo. But I think the other logos I've seen have been similar, where it's, you know, the top of the courthouse with the fish.
Right.
That's the weather vane.
Yeah, I've seen those, but yeah, okay. All right. Well, I guess we can tie that into water somehow. Water quality. So anyways, yeah, are you going to start that first one then and have something for us to look at?
Yeah, I'll start that process, and I'll, you know, just, we'll keep getting feedback, and if, you know, if it's not shared beyond the Monroe County's stormwater site initially, that, you know, that's fine, but if we get enough feedback and gets to the point where it's something that you'd like to share through social media or on your website, that would be the goal.
I'm just thinking that with we have Facebook on there, YouTube and Twitter, it's already a lot. I don't think we'd be posting it personally. I mean, I'm not the one who decides this, but
Sure.
it's just a lot.
Yeah, I don't
We'd be
think
really
that we
busy.
would either.
And it doesn't have to be limited to social media. I mean, it could just be something that's provided, when you table at an event that, we just have a one-page maybe just a flyer that promotes what Suite is, that it, if everybody's in agreement as to the logos and the design, maybe that will be the easier approach, is just to have a handout that, quickly goes over the highlights of Suite. So, but yeah, I get it with the, YouTube and all the social media, it can become oversaturated. So if there's a different format, we should kind of utilize what other formats we can use to do that. And I know, Kristen, you have to go to a different meeting here in a little bit, so if it's okay with you, at least I'd like to have Christy go first, and then if you can provide your updates after that. And I believe I had an email from David Lampy with USGS. He's a supervisory hydrologist with the USGS out of the Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana Water Science Center. So he might be joining us in a little bit. Christy, if you'd like to provide any updates.
Sure. Yeah, beyond that, residential stormwater grants, they're in the process of making the decisions for the 2023 round and getting the word out on that. Adapt to drain, about the same, except for we're working with MCCSC on a project at Bloomington High School South, which is really cool. And Adopt a Stream, we have officially adopted a section of Clear Creek just north of the bridge at Gordon Pike. So that's pretty cool. I had done a Hoosier River Watch training for our staff about a month ago now. Gosh, where does the time go? And so, yeah, we're official with that and moving right along. And I think the main thing is that Adam and I are starting to work more with the schools. And I think, Elisa, you were interested possibly as well. Maybe we can all get together with the schools is what I was thinking and figure something out, for mutual benefit. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I would be supportive of, over the last few years, we haven't really had a relationship or any coordination between Monroe County Stormwater and MCCSC. So if there's opportunities that we can take advantage of and do that, and I know, Lisa, you've done quite a bit with schools already. So if you have some ideas on how we can coordinate, the stormwater message, we'd be willing to, listen to that and see what we can develop to fill that relationship.
Yeah, as of this year, bookings are back to normal. So I've got a pretty heavy schedule. Although one school that I can't seem to get back is Child's Elementary, and I had them for years, but some teachers have left, and things change. But I've not been successful in getting back with them. I do incorporate the stormwater in my program, so I do mention it in the Power of One presentation. I mean, it's not delved in detail because I have certain topics I've got to cover, but I also use it in the splish splash session. So I connect them with, I tell them, I even show what a storm drain is, and so that they understand that that's the responsibility of homeowners and people. So it is included, it's already included in the programs. You know, I'm always happy to collaborate, you know, on different projects. And the way I get people is I have my sessions in August. What I do is I have a document that has the title and the description and the age, the grade levels, okay, for each one. And there are over 30 actually. I don't think I have all 30 on there because I have some that people request from time to time. And it's also listed on the website. So then I send that out in just a shortened form with maybe 2-sentence description or so on it. I send it out to the superintendent, ask them to distribute it to the teachers and the principals. I'm not sure if they do or not. I also send it to my regular teachers and ask them to distribute it to teachers, you know, in their grade level and other grade levels. And that's how I get the bookings. I do that in August, and then people call me, and then I'm booked for in a normal year, like this year, I'm booked for the academic year. So to get it out soon is good because they do have some set, I think MCCSC has only had like 3 field trips, but you need to get it out so because some of the teachers do plan around those things. So you want to get it out in the fall. Now, if I don't have enough bookings, like during the COVID time, I sent it out again in December, right, to hit in January. There's also a newsletter posting that MCCSC has. RBB doesn't have it, but MCC has a posting online. You can post a flyer up there. It's for teachers. It alerts teachers to your programs. So you can ask to have that posted on there, and they post it year round if it's something year round that you offer. So that's another good thing too. No, I don't have any details on how many clicks on that because that's the schools. I don't have any access to that, but that's basically the way that I do it. I've tried to ask for like a meeting, but I was thinking of doing that if this year the bookings weren't normal. I was going to ask for a principals meeting just to see if I could just talk to the principals. I did that when I first started, and that was helpful too. But I imagine you need to get to them early in order to be scheduled in.
I would imagine.
Yeah, so it's probably too late for now, but maybe for January, maybe they're going to have a principals meeting in January. Maybe you can request the superintendent to be included in the meeting. Just give a short talk.
Yeah,
But then
and
be
we-
ready with standards, because actually I don't think I've only had one teacher over the years ask me for standards, but be ready if you do a principal talk, you know, you don't have to announce the standards, but be ready in case they ask.
Yeah, I asked the folks that I've been working with if they'd be interested in meeting with us and the county. And I'm waiting to hear back. I mean, that was just recently, so I would imagine they would be.
And who were they that you,
Oh, I don't have that in front of me right now.
so the teachers, you're saying the teachers that you were working
No,
with?
they're not teachers. They're on staff.
Okay, yeah. And there's a lady who, besides the superintendent, is a lady in charge of curriculum. And I can't remember her name
Yes.
offhand. She's important, MCCSC. I don't think they have the same equivalent in RBB, but she would be one to get
Is
to
it
know.
Lizzie? Lizzie?
No, she's above Lizzie. She's lady that has been at MCC a long time, but she's like a head of the curriculum. So you got the superintendent, then you've got the lady head of curriculum, and then
Okay.
you have the science coordinator is down here. And I don't know if it's the same one that was at BHSN or not. Elizabeth, I think, was the former one. I don't know if she's the same one.
Johnson, Elizabeth
Yes.
Johnson goes by the name Lizzie.
Oh, okay. Now, who knows if she's still there? I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, she is.
I included her in my email list when I send the information out, so that I have the
Yeah.
person in charge of like the superintendent, and I send a separate one to the curriculum person with, I think, Lizzie Johnson, or I send it to Lizzie Johnson, the general curriculum thing.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get something coordinated between all of us.
And I did meet with Lizzie Johnson one time. This was a couple of years back. And I just explained to her one news session that I had that I thought would have been really good, but she didn't. It was a climate change one, actually.
Oh, cool.
But it wasn't, and although it was interactive, they were doing something else. And so they didn't go for it. So it didn't fly. But I think she wanted,
Oh,
it was, they had one that they were pushing, and I don't know what grades, but it was she was into the STEM stuff. So I guess mine didn't satisfy her enough, but mine was actually very interactive because it had groups talking about it. I had packets of material that they could review, and then they had to do an activity that would explain the latest research. So the high school teachers liked it, and I did it at RBB. I wasn't able to get in MCCSE to do it. And I still have it as an option for teachers. It's just I do so little in high school that it's hard to get in for me to get into.
right, right. Yeah, yeah.
It would be a good one for junior high too.
Yeah, I think it's a good one for all of them.
Yeah, a little too much for the elementary school. So you're looking at really the middle school or the high school.
Yeah, but the subject, you
Yeah, the
know.
subject you got to include climate change and all sorts of stuff you do, but yeah. Any
Yeah.
questions of how? What other things they do?
No, I mean,
I
that
better
makes. I'm
I gotta
sorry.
get going here. Yeah, but
Okay, all right, not that I can think, was there anything else that you wanted to go over, Christie, or?
oh, I think that's mostly it, a
Okay.
bunch of other little things here and there, but I know that we have had an AFSM since our last meeting and it seems so long ago.
Sure,
Yeah, and I took a pond management workshop and that was really helpful and we're going to be doing more with that and blah blah blah. So you guys get the idea. So okay.
okay,
Well, I'll catch up with you more later.
okay,
Okay.
thank you. At least I was thinking like for maybe the high school level, like Hoosier River Watch, like not go over the entire curriculum, but if there were teachers that, we could work out all the safety considerations, just have a introduction to Hoosier River Watch and, actually pick a site that, we can visit and collect macros, but I think if you are planning to meet with them, or you provide the same type of document in January or December, is that?
I don't think I'd be the one to ask to do the macroinvertebrate stuff. It's a little too, I want to say, sciencey for me. I don't think I'd really feel comfortable doing that, helping out with that, such as what you're saying.
Yeah,
I think maybe
I was
Christy would be better. She does
I was just trying to figure out what's the best way to say, hey, we'd like to offer that, and I
Yeah.
would be.
I think the high school people would like Lizzie Johnson probably like the Hoosier River Watch. I don't know if she does it already or not. But that one would fit into their, I think, what they're looking for. Yeah. Now, sometimes you can get in the environmental clubs, like in September, I presented to the environmental club at South, and I got a full hour with her, which I haven't had in the past, I don't believe. And I kind of combined two sessions. One was Power of One was Household Hazardous Waste. And I used a PowerPoint that I've used for university students before, and they really got into that. That was good. But RBB does not have an environmental club.
Okay.
Unless something new has cropped up. So, but MCCSC does. They have an environmental club at South. They have one at North. So that's something that you could pursue.
Yeah, that would be a good start if they would be interested in hearing about macros or
Right. She is really booked though, is the thing. Because I asked her if I could do another program and she's like, well, we got all this going on. So again, you got to get to them early.
Okay.
And give her a call, email her, you know, try to talk to her.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to just introduce myself to her, and then if
Right.
it works out sometime later this year, that's great. If it doesn't happen this year,
She'll
in
keep
future
you in
years-
mind then. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, well, thanks for going over that. Yeah, because Christy and I did a STEAM event last week at the academy, and it went well. I mean, there's a lot of parents with their students that stopped by. We just had some crayfish and some other macros, and talked. Most people just stayed for about a minute or so, but
I had the person that's at RBB. No. There's an MCCS person at Lakeview Elementary, I think he said, and a person at Marlin that had contacted me regarding their STEM program. You know, they have that bus now that they go to the schools with. And I never heard back from them. And she said, I was hoping they sounded like they wanted to collaborate, which I had tried before with RBB because they have a STEM program, but nothing came from that. But MCCS thought surely they'd contact me, and they asked me what schools I was in. I told them, and she thought that I wasn't at Marlin. And I said, no, I've been a regular for years with these two kindergarten first grade teachers. So maybe that's why she didn't. It seemed like to me they were focusing on kindergarten or first grade. And I explained to her, well, I do all grade levels, and that it'd be nice to get into the, upper grade, the sixth, fifth and fourth, fifth and sixth, but she didn't respond. So I don't know if their focus this year is kindergarten first. I have no clue.
yeah,
But I have
like you said, sometimes the teachers change or they have different priorities from year to year. So
yeah.
But yeah, I agree. If we can focus on all grades, that would be ideal. So that they as they go from school to school, from elementary to middle school, they have the opportunity to receive that type of curriculum.
And I don't know if maybe she thought I kind of headed this off at the pass because I said, now I don't melt things down because that would be a health hazard. Because I think some of them think that I can just come in there and turn something into something. I thought I don't do that. So I did say that. So I don't know if that was something that she wanted instead of my other presentations or what. I have no clue. But there's no communication.
No response. Yeah.
No response.
Just keep trying and just if something develops, that's good. If it if there's a little bit of delay, sometimes.
And I did get into RBB this year. I've had RBB. I haven't had sessions at RBB for years. I used to be a regular. Then when my teachers retired, it just went off, but this will be interesting. But they wanted me to do 2 classes, first grade classes at once. And I told her I'm a little hesitant to do this because they also wanted to be interactive. And it's more difficult to be interactive if you have 2 first grade classes at once because their attention span isn't that great and they're a little squirrely. So this should be, I think next week I have one of them. It should be an experiment.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of children to try to, like you said, focus their attention.
Right.
So,
yeah. So we'll see. And I have to please the other teachers. I mean, the one that invited me, she switched schools. She switched from MCCSE to RBB, which was good. Then she thought of me. She said, oh, we're going to have you here. But the thing is, I know she likes what I do, but I've got to be able to impress those other teachers.
Yeah, get the word out and have them, if they're available for that, your
But it's 9 classrooms. 9 classrooms. We're going to have, two in one room.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I appreciate you getting, providing contacts and opportunities, so, I'll see if I can talk to, Lizzie and like, I think the environmental club is a good start too, I mean.
Right. And I think Amanda Figola is the one at South who heads the environmental club. I don't know the North one.
Okay,
Offhand, I just don't know who that is.
okay,
But they'll know when you call.
okay. Okay, looks like you're the only other besides TSD. Did you have any other updates you'd like to?
I have one, there's been a lot of fairs recently, but Bird Fest is coming up on October 21st, which is Saturday, October 21st. It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I did not add that on the notes or anything, but and I'm going to have a district table there and do a quick talk on how to protect birds. And I'm going to tie in household hazardous waste, not using chemical fertilizers, and then also rewilding, and then do a little bird movement. So that's my idea. And he was having trouble finding people because he wanted to find someone who has an actual bird to bring, but they started planning this kind of late. So all the people that he asked either charged a lot of money for the talk, or like there was this falconry person he wanted, but or it was just they had something scheduled that day. So instead you've got me. If I do the table. We'll promote the Adopt a Road too, so that people will know that, don't want to litter, not just because it's hazardous for wildlife and humans. So
Absolutely, and yeah, and
I'll try to tie that in.
Yeah, and maybe you'll have some people that participate in that, after you go over that they, maybe they weren't aware that,
Right.
how to volunteer. But, okay, so that's on October 21st.
Right.
Is that open to the public or is that
Yes.
just?
The
Okay,
public, all ages.
okay.
It's at
Do you know-
Farm Park.
Cars
Cars
Farm
Farm Park. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, okay, that doesn't look like David was able to join. Was there any other updates besides Bird Fest? Yes,
That's it for me.
okay. I had email from Maggie with Friends of Lake Monroe, so I'm gonna go over her updates. They have Monroe Lake Appreciation Week. There's gonna be a cleanup on 10/16, and then actually 10/16 to the 22nd. And that's in partnership with DNR, USFS, ACOE, and others. So that if you're interested, check out their Facebook account. They also have a Conservation Across Generations Field Day to be held October 20th, with a focus on cover crops. So they provided she provided a link in the meeting agenda. I don't believe I had any other updates from anybody. But for Monroe County Stormwater Program, we have a MS4 general permit that we have to, there's language that we have for public participation in terms of what our program does for the community and how it protects stormwater. So I would like to have some time in a future meeting to discuss MS4 general permit so that it's clear that, how important the stakeholder organizations like Solid Waste District and CBU and Soil and Water are important towards fulfilling that goal. So as part of that, we have they're called minimum control measures. And for that, it's like 1 and 2, which is public education and engagement. So that'll will be part of the discussion, but like to set that up for probably November's meeting. So I'll of course send out information about that. And the only other thing I had, I'd still like to do a poll, like a SurveyMonkey, where we get, based on the previous polls that I did, Monday is still the best day in terms of availability for everyone. The thing that criteria I'm trying to work out now is what Monday is it going to be, the first, second, third, fourth Monday and time. So I'll send out the SurveyMonkey to have that, basically have three top availability times, so that we can have everyone complete that and provide their feedback for that. So that for next month's meeting, the time of the month and the time that we start might change a little bit, but
this is just a suggestion, but is it possible for you to send out a reminder in the morning of the meeting? Because I'm wondering if some people didn't attend, they forgot. I did that a couple times. And that
Sure.
reminder really helps. Because then you can click right there and oh yeah, you're checking your emails in the morning and you see it.
okay, that's a good suggestion, because sometimes you come in the office and it's Monday morning and it's always have a reminder. So thank you for that suggestion. Okay, I think that is all for this sweet meeting. We didn't have anybody from the public, so there's no public input for this meeting, but I appreciate everyone's time, and please, if you have any questions about survey and potential time changes and dates, please let me know so I can have that available. But I hope you have a good week.
Thanks.
Bye.